A roar tears through the dawn across the savannah. 114 decibels, echoing 5 miles through grassland and ancient acacia shadows. And the planet takes note. This is the oldest sovereignty claim on Earth. Millions of years before humanity drew its borders, animals had already established their own primordial kingdoms. They guide the rhythm of existence by the laws of nature, beyond any lines on maps or notions of nations. As the original inhabitants, they have preserved their pure identity through millions of years of evolution, unmoved by the upheavals of the human world. On every continent, these creatures have transcended biological definition to become legends, living souls that represent each territory and each era. But the lion is not the only creature that holds the soul of a continent. Six worlds, 18 symbols, one remarkable voyage. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the most extraordinary stories the natural world has to offer. This journey across 6 worlds is, in truth, the most singular portrait of wildlife and the final mirror reflecting humanity's most primal nature. Africa, the land of infinite horizons and the primordial heartbeat of the earth. Here, the Great Rift Valley carves geological scars millions of years old, creating a grand stage for life to flourish in radiant abundance. The heart of this continent is the savannah, a vast grassland ecosystem governed by rigorous cycles of rain and drought. Harmony here depends on the ceaseless circulation of water. For tribes like the Maasai, the steppe is both a place of survival and a sacred entity. Amid that space, the lion emerges as the supreme symbol of power, crowned the king of the savannah. This is the only big cat on the planet that chooses to live in groups. That social structure bears the name pride. The bonds within the pride forge a network of mutual support that is astonishingly effective amid harsh conditions. The lion's roar ranks among the most commanding sounds in all of nature. Most mammals possess triangular vocal folds, yet species within the genus Panthera have flat, square-shaped vocal folds. This distinctive shape allows the soft tissue to vibrate with greater intensity while requiring minimal lung pressure. The result? A lion produces thunderous sound while expending remarkably little energy. They deploy that roar to claim territory and project authority before potential rivals. Observe the mane of these leaders, the emblem of noble beauty. Biologically, the mane shields the vulnerable neck during territorial disputes. Its shade and length serve as indicators of health to attract mates. Thousands of years ago, they appeared in the Colosseum of the Roman Empire, where thousands of North African lions were forced to face gladiators. In Maasai culture, confronting a lion was once the ultimate test of a warrior. Today, however, the Lion Guardians program has transformed those lion hunters into their protectors. Beneath the baobab canopy, the lion has just passed. Another towering presence emerges slowly. The African elephant. The largest land mammal on Earth, and a symbol of intelligence across the boundless savannah. Its enormous ears carry a shape reminiscent of the African continent, an extraordinarily sophisticated natural cooling system. Blood flowing through the dense network of vessels in the ears is cooled as the elephant fans them continuously. This biological mechanism efficiently lowers body temperature under punishing heat. Yet the trunk remains the most versatile and vital appendage. "17 primary muscle groups, comprising roughly 150,000 individual muscle fascicles, are employed to drink, spray mud, and snap large branches. It can pick up a single bean or lift objects weighing up to 600 pounds with equal precision. Elephants possess superior intelligence and extraordinary memory. They retain mental maps of water sources spanning decades. The emotional depth of these animals is so profound that when one dies, the herd pauses to touch the remains of the departed with their trunks in a quiet ceremony of mourning. The most remarkable story is told through the resurrection at Zakuma National Park in Chad. In the early 2000s, poaching drove the local elephant population to the brink of extinction, reducing their numbers by more than 90%. But from 2010, African parks and the Chadian government rebuilt the herd with a modern conservation strategy. Satellite collars and a dedicated ranger force helped monitor and eliminate poaching entirely. Today, the elephant population at Zakuma has surpassed 600, a testament to the power of conservation resolve. Alongside that towering form, another slender silhouette rises proudly against the horizon. The giraffe, the tallest animal on Earth and the embodiment of wild elegance. Each individual bears a unique coat pattern, functioning as a fingerprint for identification. To pump blood to a brain perched 16 to 20 feet above the ground, giraffes possess an extraordinarily powerful heart. Weighing approximately 25 pounds, it generates blood pressure roughly double that of a human, enough to conquer gravity. A specialized valve system in the neck prevents blood from rushing back, which would rupture vessels every time the animal lowers its head to drink. Bird food is acacia, leaves a tree armed with long, sharp thorns. A tongue stretching up to 20 inches, with its characteristic dark blue hue, has evolved to navigate this challenge. That coloring is rich in melanin, protecting the tongue from sunburn during prolonged outdoor feeding. In the Kalahari, the San people perform the giraffe dance, a healing ritual and prayer for prosperity. They believe the giraffe channels supernatural energy from the sky. Yet, if Africa is the heart from the dawn of time, then across the Mediterranean, an ancient continent is surging back to life with staggering force. Where the Carpathian Mountains stand sentinel, the domain of a legendary hunter reveals itself. The grey wolf reigns with its resonant howl echoing through ancient forests. This wolf species is renowned for a pack structure that is remarkably tight-knit and sophisticated. Each member assumes a distinct role under the guidance of the lead pair. They govern with experience and determination to safeguard the survival of the entire family. From the legend of Rome's founder, nursed by a she-wolf, to the frozen, moonlit nights of Eastern Europe, the wolf has always symbolized unwavering loyalty to the pack. In temperate forests, the grey wolf is a master of coordinated hunting tactics. They rely on far more than muscular strength. A pack can pursue a target with tireless persistence over a distance exceeding 12 miles. The wolf's dentition delivers a bite force of approximately 400 psi, sufficient to crush the bones of the largest prey with ease. In early 2026, the European Commission recorded a stable recovery of the continent's wolf population, exceeding 20,000 individuals. The Life Wolf Alps project supports herders in using traditional livestock guardian dog breeds. The image of the grey wolf beneath moonlight will endure forever as the emblem of courage and the tenacious wild spirit of Europe. Within those same ancient forests, a solitary and even more imposing figure holds dominion. The brown bear, the quiet sovereign of the dense woodlands. It plays a pivotal role in the temperate ecosystem as a keystone species. With colossal muscle mass across its shoulders and long claws, the brown bear is a masterful excavator. Its diet is remarkably varied, for it is an extraordinarily versatile omnivore. Yet the most striking feature is its deep winter dormancy. When wild berries and prey grow scarce, the brown bear opts to suspend all activity. Its metabolic rate drops to the barest minimum. The heart rate can fall from 40 beats per minute to roughly 8. The body consumes fat reserves accumulated through summer and autumn to maintain only the most essential function. In the Carpathians, particularly in Romania, bear populations have reached record levels. However, expanding human settlements have led to increasingly complex interactions. Mother bears are fiercely devoted, protecting and teaching their cubs throughout the first 2 years of life. The image of the brown bear sleeping through winter and awakening in spring is a symbol of patience and the power of renewal. In the sun-drenched Mediterranean, a diminutive legend is gradually returning from the ashes. The Iberian lynx, the rarest wild cat on Earth. They can be found only on the Iberian Peninsula, spanning Spain and Portugal. Their identifying features are unmistakable. The Iberian lynx sports a thick ruff of fur, framing its face like a luminous mane of whiskers. This structure helps the lynx pinpoint prey amid dense scrubland. They specialize in hunting the European rabbit, a food source that constitutes up to 90% of their diet. Across the same venerable continent, in the pages of ancient tales, the red fox has always appeared as a figure of cunning wit in the fables of Aesop. The red fox possesses an extraordinary capacity for adaptation. It thrives from dense coniferous forests to bustling modern metropolises like London and Berlin. Recent research data reveals a fascinating trend. Red foxes living in certain European cities are undergoing subtle changes in skull structure, optimizing their foraging ability in artificial environments. This creature continues to glide silently through gardens and parks, carrying the soul of ancient stories into the rhythm of modern life. Amid that bustle, the frozen north bears the title of Europe's last true wilderness. This is the homeland of Father Christmas, where snow blankets the taiga forests of Scandinavia. Beneath the luminous aurora borealis, the reindeer emerges as a biological marvel of the Arctic. They undertake immense migrations across the tundra, covering distances approaching 2,000 miles each year, among the longest terrestrial journeys in the animal kingdom. The most distinctive feature is the antler set. This is the only species in the deer family in which both males and females bear antlers. Yet the timing of antler shedding differs to serve survival. Males lose their antlers after the mating season in early winter. Females retain theirs until spring, when they give birth. This mechanism allows the female to defend feeding areas against larger males. The hooves are a masterwork of engineering. In summer, the hoof pad is soft for grip on soggy taiga ground. When winter arrives, the pad contracts to expose sharp edges, and the hooves expand to distribute weight like true snowshoes. Yet the most wondrous adaptation of all reindeer can change their eye color with the seasons. In summer, the tapetum lucidum reflects a golden glow beneath the midnight sun. As the polar night descends, this layer shifts to deep blue. The change heightens sensitivity to blue light and ultraviolet radiation, enabling them to detect threats in near total darkness. However, Climate change is creating new challenges. Rain-on-snow events are increasing. Rainwater freezes atop snow to form a rigid ice layer, preventing reindeer from digging through to the lichen beneath. The role of the Sami people in Lapland has never been more critical. They manage their herds using the traditional cedar system, coupled with modern satellite positioning technology to guide animals to safe grazing areas. If you find the wonders of the natural world as fascinating as we do, share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you cast your gaze toward the sheer cliffs along the North Atlantic coast, you will encounter the Atlantic puffin. This bird carries the nickname the clown of the ocean. That name originates from its triangular beak, ablaze with vivid color during the breeding season, a masterpiece of adaptive design. Those radiant colors help attract mates and establish rank within the colony. When the breeding season ends, the colorful outer plates shed away, revealing a smaller beak in a muted gray tone. The Atlantic puffin can dive to depths of 200 feet below the surface to pursue prey. Its wings function as powerful oars underwater. The tongue and palate are lined with small, backward-facing spines which grip captured fish securely while the bird opens its beak to catch more. They excavate deep burrows in coastal cliffs to lay eggs and rear their chicks. In Iceland and Norway, the puffin is a symbol of resilience and optimism. Even when confronting savage maritime storms, they maintain an unyielding spirit. Across the ocean, South America unveils a biological wonderland drenched in color. From the abundance of the Amazon rainforest to the snow-capped peaks of the Andes, the ecosystem here is a web of life staggering in its complexity. And upon those cloud-piercing summits, the sky belongs to the Andean condor. This is the heaviest flying bird on Earth, when body size and weight are considered together. With a wingspan exceeding 10 feet, they are supreme masters of soaring flight. The Andean condor can sustain its aerial journey for hours without a single wing beat. In the Inca worldview, the condor is the embodiment of the sky god Hanan Pacha. Andean communities believe this sacred bird carries the souls of the departed to paradise. Descending from those celestial heights, the journey plunges into the heart of the rainforest, where a creature the Maya called Balam, spirit of darkness, awaits. The jaguar, the tireless traveler between light and shadow, between life and the realm beyond. The Maya believed that only the jaguar possessed the strength and wisdom to penetrate the dense forest canopy and enter the world of the ancestors. The jaguar's evolutionary journey is an epic tale of migration. The genus Panthera did not originate in the Americas. Its ancestors set out from Asia roughly 2 million years ago, crossing the Bering Land Bridge. Upon reaching this new world, the jaguar confronted an unfamiliar ecosystem teeming with hard-shelled creatures such as ancestral tortoises, giant constrictors, and caiman. It was precisely that survival pressure that drove the evolution of a skull structure unique among the world's felids. Many confuse the jaguar with the African leopard because of similar spotted markings. However, the jaguar belongs to the subfamily Pantherinae and shares a closer kinship with the lion. Its most formidable weapon is bite force, the strongest among all big cats relative to body size. Pressure can reach nearly 7,000 newtons at the carnassial teeth. A short, broad skull optimizes the leverage of powerful jaw muscles. Rather than targeting the throat, the jaguar strikes directly at the temporal bone, piercing the skull of prey or the thick shell of a tortoise with devastating ease. Unlike most cats that avoid water, the jaguar embraces the aquatic environment. They are gifted swimmers, capable of crossing rivers more than half a mile wide in search of food. And the capybara, the largest rodent on Earth, is among the jaguar's most frequent targets. Yet, in the absence of predators, this creature wears an entirely different face. They are beloved as the peace ambassadors of the animal kingdom, thanks to their supremely gentle and sociable temperament. Weighing between 77 and 146 pounds, capybaras inhabit wetlands and riverbanks. Their partially webbed feet enable swift swimming and deep dives when danger threatens. They live in large groups, communicating through barks, whistles, and low murmurs. Capybaras even permit other species, from birds to monkeys, to perch upon their backs. That image has captivated millions of nature lovers around the world. Children and young people everywhere adore their carefree personality through viral moments of interspecies harmony. A curious historical detail: in the 17th century, the Catholic Church classified the capybara as a fish due to its aquatic lifestyle. In Venezuela, it remains a permitted food during Lent to this day. With its unmistakable appearance, the toucan is the most radiant representative of the tropical rainforest. Despite its seemingly heavy bill, the beak is remarkably light. The secret lies in its spongy internal structure, encased in a thin layer of keratin, an architecture that mirrors aerospace engineering. The beak also serves a critical survival function: thermoregulation. The toucan voluntarily adjusts blood flow through its bill to release heat when ambient temperature rises. This is a superb adaptation to the hot and humid Amazon climate. The beak operates on the same principle as an elephant's ears, but on the body of a bird. In Lakota culture, the bison is the incarnation of Wakan Tanka, the Great Spirit. Their ancestors drew lessons of courage from this animal. The American bison is the largest land mammal in North America. An adult bull can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and stand over 6 feet tall at the shoulder. A massive muscular hump across the shoulders provides the force for its head to sweep aside thick layers of snow, a vital foraging strategy during winter. Its thick, dense brown coat serves as armor, enabling it to endure temperatures plunging to -22 degrees Fahrenheit. In summer, they migrate to high valleys above 8,000 feet in the Rocky Mountains, seeking young, nutrient-rich pastures. That body allowed them to survive for millennia. Yet they were nearly obliterated entirely by the slaughter of the late 19th century. It was the persistent effort of native peoples that changed the fate of this sacred animal. Samuel Walking Coyote rescued the last orphaned calves to preserve the bloodline. Later, the founding of the Intertribal Buffalo Council affirmed the leadership of native peoples in genetic conservation and the return of bison to ancestral lands. The recovery of the bison is both a biological victory and a potent spiritual rebirth. When the rhythmic thunder of hooves returns to the grasslands, sacred ceremonies such as the sun dance are also awakened with their original vitality. Bringing the bison home means healing historical wounds and restoring sustainable food sovereignty for indigenous nations. Meanwhile, for certain tribes of the Rocky Mountain region, the puma is the true guardian of sacred borders. They call this animal the ghost of the mountains, for its presence is silent yet filled with authority. This is the big cat with the broadest range on the continent, stretching from Canada to the southern reaches of South America. The puma possesses a body perfectly engineered for a solitary hunting life. Its long, powerful hind legs allow it to leap up to 18 feet in a single bound. It also reaches a top speed of roughly 50 miles per hour over short distances. However, it cannot roar like a lion or tiger because its hyoid bone is fully ossified. Instead, that rigid structure helps it produce high-frequency sounds, whistles, or calls resembling bird song. These sounds propagate more efficiently through complex terrain without betraying the hunter's position. In Navajo culture, the puma bears the name Nash Doitso, the guardian deity of borders and a symbol of self-mastery. They believe the greatest power does not reside in the roar, it resides in silence and the capacity for absolute control. Descending from the peaks where the puma hides, the journey enters the dense valleys and river systems of Alaska. This is the kingdom of the grizzly bear, the emblem of raw power in the far north. Do not let its bulk deceive the senses. An adult grizzly weighing nearly 900 pounds can sprint at 35 miles per hour. They are also masterful salmon hunters. Summer is the period of maximum energy accumulation. This giant consumes tens of thousands of calories each day from wild berries and animal protein. After building a thick layer of fat, they enter deep winter dormancy. The heart rate drops sharply to conserve energy, a wondrous mechanism of survival. For the Haida and Tlingit peoples, the grizzly is regarded as a creature of high intelligence with a direct connection to the soul of the continent. Shamans invoke the bear's image in ceremonies to commune with Mother Earth. While the grizzly commands the valleys below, the sky registers the silhouette of yet another sovereign. The bald eagle. Beyond its role as the national symbol of the United States, this bird is honored as the messenger of the sky. Indigenous peoples believe the eagle carries their prayers to the Creator. The The eagle feather is the most sacred object in ceremonies of empowerment. To present someone with an eagle feather is the noblest ritual of honoring courage. The single most important feature keeping the bald eagle at the apex of the predatory hierarchy is its eyes. It can detect a swimming fish from a distance exceeding 1 mile while soaring high above. Its wingspan reaches up to 7.5 feet, generating immense lift. A set of razor-sharp talons delivers a crushing grip, the ultimate survival weapon for seizing slippery prey such as salmon. Its nest is known as an eyrie, the largest tree-borne nest structure in the avian world. A typical eyrie can weigh nearly 1 ton. A mated pair of bald eagles typically maintains a lifelong bond of fidelity. They return to the same nest year after year, adding material to their shared home. From the eagle's wings, gazing down upon the entire planet, 6 worlds emerge as one seamless canvas. In Europe, the red deer, among the largest deer species on Earth, embodies enduring, majestic beauty. Males possess enormous antlers capable of growing nearly 1 inch per day during the peak spring period. During the mating season, their resonant bellowing through the morning mist is the signature sound of autumn across Europe. Antler clashes demand stamina and pinpoint tactical precision. Today, scientists are deploying intelligent wildlife crossing systems, enabling deer to move safely across busy traffic corridors in Eastern Europe. Each continent carries its own conservation legacy, from the lion guardians of Africa and the life wolf Alps of Europe to the intertribal Buffalo Council of North America. Animals serve as living shields, protecting the cultural identity of indigenous peoples against the tides of change. Six worlds, 18 symbols. One reminder to look at them is to glimpse the most primal essence of what it means to be human. That roar never ceases. It merely changes continents. Thank you for joining Nature's Moments. The natural world still holds countless untold stories. We will see you on the next journey. On the vast plains of Uganda, peace is a fleeting luxury. The worst drought in a decade is wringing the life from this land, pushing every creature to its absolute limit. And when desperation reigns, the most primal of conflicts will ignite. Among them, few spectacles can rival the clash between a lion and a Cape buffalo. On one side, the continent's most fabled predator. A calculated sovereign whose masterful skill has placed it firmly at the apex of the food chain. Leading the charge are the males, gliding through the tall grass like gilded phantoms. Their target is a colossal buffalo weighing nearly 2,000 pounds, separated from its herd. The hunt begins, and the savannah transforms into a battlefield. A stark contrast, the brute force of tooth and claw against the iron discipline of the herd. To hunt a buffalo is a perilous gamble. One wrong move can mean disaster. A primal struggle that has echoed across the African wilderness for countless generations. As the midday heat peaks, turning the savannah into a vast furnace, even the top predators are forced to retreat. Sated and weary, the lions withdraw into the sparse shade of thorn bushes, leaving the buffalo carcass to the blistering sun. But in Uganda, The end of one hunt is merely the signal for a new contest to begin. The feast is now passed to the great scavengers. From the endless, glaring sky, dark shadows descend. Vultures, the masterful navigators of the upper air, have sensed death from miles away. They land in a calculated chaos, spreading their vast wings to intimidate rivals, fighting for every last scrap of flesh. Yet their dominance is short-lived. The midday stillness is soon shattered by chilling wild cries. A clan of spotted hyenas arrives. One should not be deceived by their somewhat furtive appearance. These are true bone-crushing machines. With a tyrannical bite force, they effortlessly tear apart the ribcage the lions left behind. They do not just eat the meat, they pulverize the hardest bones to extract the nutrient-rich marrow within. Every crunch is an assertion of their absolute power in the second tier of the food chain. Lingering on the outer circle are the jackals. Small but cunning, they wait patiently, their furtive eyes tracking the rhythm of the hyena clan. Under the searing sun, a miniature ecosystem is operating with astonishing perfection. Blood, flesh, and bone, nothing is wasted. Death, however brutal, becomes the very source that sustains dozens of other creatures, completing a cycle in this wild land that is eternal and unforgiving. Deep in the heart of East Africa, Uganda emerges as an ancient, wild kingdom, where life still flows to a primal rhythm. From its mist-shrouded rainforests to its golden savannas and winding river valleys, this is a miraculous world of adaptation and survival. Here, every creature, great and small, plays an indispensable role in nature's grand symphony. In Uganda, nature is not merely a backdrop. It is a living story told in every footprint on the soil, every call from the treetops, and every ripple on the river's surface. But this kingdom is changing. Survival no longer demands adaptation just to the tooth and claw of a predator. All species must now contend with a more devastating, invisible foe, a warming world. The wilderness is forced to write a harsher chapter with every dawn. While the great predators command the dramatic spotlight, another resident plays an equally vital role in shaping this dynamic ecosystem. The African elephant, the largest land mammal on the planet. Their presence is not just an existence, it is a reshaping of the entire landscape. With a diet consisting entirely of vegetation, a single adult can consume between 330 and 440 pounds of plant matter each day. These giants are the true architects of the ecosystem. By toppling trees, they create open spaces, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and encouraging the growth of fresh grasses, the lifeblood of zebra and antelope. But the elephant's true power is most evident when the heat becomes unforgiving. In the dry season, when riverbeds are but hot sand and resources are scarce, elephants display a remarkable intelligence and ingenuity. Using their powerful tusks and feet, they dig deep into the dry riverbeds in search of water. Beneath the scorched sand, they reach the water table. These temporary wells not only sustain the elephant herds but also become lifelines for countless other species struggling with thirst. Without the elephant's excavations, death would be the certain fate for many smaller creatures. The social life of elephants is as magnificent as their impact on the land. Led by an experienced matriarch, these tight-knit family units hold knowledge of secret water sources and safe migration routes passed down through decades. When threatened, they form protective circles around their young, a formidable display of unity that is enough to make even lions retreat. In this land, one realizes a profound truth. The greatest power lies not in the claws of the hunter, but in the strength that nurtures and protects life, belonging to these gentle giants. As the giants' footsteps fade into the dusty haze, the legacy they leave behind begins to speak. The temporary wells in the dry riverbeds now become focal points of survival, drawing a diverse community in desperate need of life. The warthog enters, with its rugged appearance and an unshakable spirit of determination. With dark, bristly skin that serves as natural armor against the savannah's harshness, this compact creature gets to work as an expert excavator. Its snout easily breaks through the hard-packed earth to find roots and hidden nutrients. Though it often chooses to retreat into the bush when cornered, the warthog reveals a fierce courage, ready to use its sharp tusks to injure any careless predator. Its strength and resolve make it a surprisingly formidable opponent, even for the savannah's heavyweights. Yet, the warthog values freedom over confrontation. Whenever it senses an escape route, it will bolt towards dense vegetation or nearby burrows, using the landscape to conceal itself and evade danger. It lives in a balance of bravery and caution. And that delicate blend is what ensures its survival in one of Africa's most challenging environments. Under the brilliant sun, the stripes of a zebra herd create a mesmerizing visual display. Their bold black and white patterns are more than just individual markings. They are a living defense system. As the herd moves as one around the water source, the stripes create a shimmering, disorienting barrier that makes it a formidable challenge for a lion or leopard to single out an individual target. The silence is broken by the explosive leaps of the impala. An embodiment of speed and instinct, its slender, agile body can weave through threats with astonishing grace. Each bound into the air is not merely flight, but a calculated display of evasion, a life preserved by the narrowest of margins. Standing as a monument to quiet strength, the eland surveys the savannah as the largest of all antelope. With remarkable heat tolerance, the eland can extract nutrients from the driest, toughest shrubs that other species ignore. Its massive body and long, spiraled horns are not only an effective defense against lions, but also a testament to its resilience in a dry season without a single drop of rain. The eland can extract essential nutrients from dry, coarse vegetation, which many herbivores struggle with, and can survive without constant access to large water sources. This makes it one of the most capable survivors of the dry season. With its superior height, it browses on leaves and branches beyond the reach of other animals, accessing food in areas smaller species cannot. Though not a predator, its size and strength make it a potential target for male lions and hyenas. However, its muscular legs and formidable horns provide an effective defense, and its ability to move into more rugged terrain further increases its chances of survival. Eland often form small family groups rather than large herds, coordinating their defense and keeping watch for potential threats. Their presence on the savannah is a reminder of nature's resilience, where sheer strength and adaptability ensure that life persists even in the harshest conditions. The eland's resilience is being tested by a hunting party on the brink of desperation. Concealed in the thorn scrub, a pride of lionesses. The backbone of the pride now shows gaunt rib cages beneath sun-darkened coats, carrying the sharp edge of those who have not eaten in days. In their desperation, they take their positions, moving like golden specters through the dry grass. A thunderous charge shatters the stillness. Though the eland possesses formidable horns and a massive frame, it cannot withstand the devastating coordination of a pride maddened by hunger. The giant falls in a cloud of dust, its life given to sustain a lion dynasty on the verge of collapse. Not far away, topis stand proudly on elevated mounds of earth. With their sharp awareness, they are devoted sentinels, constantly monitoring the slightest ripple of danger from kilometers away. They are well adapted to harsh areas with little water and use dense vegetation for cover when threatened, relying on speed and agility to escape their enemies. Yet, despite these skills, the topi remains part of an unforgiving natural cycle, facing constant competition and the ever-present threat of predators. Socially, topi form small family groups or medium-sized herds. This structure allows the adults to protect the younger, more vulnerable members in the center while standing guard at the periphery. The cooperative behavior of these groups highlights the importance of teamwork and vigilance for survival in the challenging savannah environment. Among the tall residents of the Ugandan savannah, The Rothschild's giraffe is distinguished by its sheer height and elegance. Its long legs and a neck, adorned with distinctive patches, make it one of the most majestic creatures in the region. Its stature gives it a unique advantage. It can browse on leaves that other herbivores cannot reach, reducing competition and ensuring access to the best resources. Despite its size, the giraffe moves with a deliberate, unhurried grace. It browses slowly while maintaining a vigilant watch over its surroundings. This sharp vision allows it to spot predators like lions and leopards from a great distance. And if threatened, it can defend itself with powerful forward kicks, strong enough to deter most attackers. Feeding mainly on treetop leaves, the Rothschild's giraffe covers large areas of the savannah, adapting to different types of vegetation along the way. This constant movement helps it stay healthy and resilient, making the most of the land while living in harmony with the natural cycles of its environment. The Rothschild's giraffe is a prime example of adaptation at its finest. Its height, strength, and vigilance combine for survival in a competitive ecosystem. Observing this creature reveals how nature balances fragility and power, creating an animal that is both graceful and resilient on the vast African plains. But as the heat continues to tighten its grip, even the most reliable wells begin to run dry. The scent of distant water begins to call a promise of life, but also the whisper of death. From the cracked grasslands, survival instinct drives the herds away from the protection of the giants and towards the lower reaches of the Nile. They are unaware that beneath the deceptively calm, shimmering surface, ancient eyes have been waiting patiently for a very long time. A new battlefield is opening, where the victor is not the strongest, but the one who can wait for the perfect moment. In rivers like the White Nile, the cool water is the last bastion against the savannah's searing heat. The hippopotamus, the river's lumbering giant, spends most of its life submerged to protect its sensitive skin from the scorching sun. Though their bulky forms suggest slowness, they are astonishingly fast, capable of charging at nearly 20 miles per hour underwater. The merciless drought is forcing this creature into a dangerous trade-off. Depleted food sources drive the hippos from the safety of the river, compelling them to trek across cracked plains under the harsh sun to find the almost 90 pounds of grass they need each day. Despite their seemingly lethargic demeanor, they are among Africa's most territorial and dangerous animals. With jaws that can open to an extraordinary degree and razor-sharp tusks, their explosive power can inflict horrific wounds on any intruder. But the hippos are not the river's only nightmare. Here, Nile crocodiles, creatures seemingly forgotten by time, are engaged in a quiet ritual of survival. These ancient predators are basking, claiming the most strategic positions along the water's edge. They lie as motionless as armored statues. After a bloody feast on migrating wildebeest, the crocodiles need extreme heat to activate their intensely powerful stomach acids. Lying side by side, they create a thermal advantage. The heat from one body warms another, forming a vast biological furnace to digest everything from femur to hoof. While basking, a crocodile can engage in unihemispheric sleep. One half of the brain rests, while the other remains fully alert, ever watchful for enemies. They appear entirely static, yet with each passing second, their brains process thousands of inputs, changes in air pressure, the faintest vibrations. This is not lethargy. It is the storing of power for a single decisive moment yet to come. But the order of this riverbank is about to be challenged by a force from the mainland. A power capable of shattering the stillness of these prehistoric reptiles. A herd of African elephants emerges. For these giants, the river is more than just a place to quench their thirst. It is a sanctuary for renewing family bonds. Led by a matriarch who carries the memories of decades within her. The herd's majestic presence instantly strips the ancient predators of their dominance. One wise crocodile chooses retreat, launching into the murky water to preserve its life. The arrival of these gentle giants swiftly alters the entire scene. Prompting the other armored assassins to silently abandon their posts, melting back into the river. It is a silent admission of an overwhelming power. As the elephants claim the riverbank, a more fundamental order is asserted. A testament to the intricate system of invisible connections that weaves together all life on the savannah. As the banks of the Nile settle after the brutal confrontations, life once again takes to the skies, where the birds begin to write a new chapter in the epic of survival. Far from the blood-tinged waters, in the quiet wetlands, a ghost from a prehistoric age emerges from among the reeds and papyrus, the shoebill. With its enormous, stone-hard beak and a chilling stare, it can stand motionless for hours, like a wooden statue carved from the past. This patience is not laziness, but a lethal weapon honed over millions of years of evolution. The moment a lungfish carelessly surfaces from the mud, that beak strikes with the speed of a lightning bolt, sealing the prey's fate. Under the burning sun, it is a symbol of absolute stillness, a solitary predator that reigns over the misty backwaters. Meanwhile, on the sun-drenched grasslands, the secretary bird chooses to stride across the earth on long, elegant legs rather than soar above. One should not be fooled by its long eyelashes and aristocratic bearing, for this is a specialist assassin of the savannah's most venomous snakes. It moves like a dancer on a stage of death, its sharp eyes missing no vibration in the dry grass. When facing its foe, it delivers thunderous stomps with a force 5 times its own body weight, powerful enough to crush an opponent's skull in a single motion. It is a perfect fusion of regal beauty and destructive power, a terrestrial warrior that never retreats from danger. Above it all, the majestic cry of the African fish eagle spirals through the air, a sound so iconic it is known as the voice of Africa. With broad wings resplendent in the morning sun, it carves circles of authority in the sky above the roiling river. Its piercing yellow eyes can penetrate the water's surface from hundreds of feet away, locking onto targets hidden beneath the silvered waves. In an instant, it tucks its wings and dives like an arrow, using talons as sharp as razors to lift its prey from the water in a dance of power and precision. Every wingbeat and every sharp glance from above contributes to the magnificent symphony of survival played out under the sun. When these wings come to rest in the high branches, they make way for a new chapter in the struggle, one that continues quietly in the sweltering shade. In the oppressive heat of the day, when most creatures seek refuge from the scorching sun, a silent phantom is on the move. The African leopard. Its slender body, adorned with rosettes of gold and black, blends perfectly with the harsh sunlight, and sparse shadows of the dry foliage. While lions and cheetahs are exhausted by the heat, this solitary assassin sees it as a golden opportunity. The drought demands extreme patience. It can lie motionless for hours, still as a stone, its cool eyes scanning the sun-drenched landscape for a young antelope or a troop of monkeys weakened by thirst. Its keen eyesight and acute hearing capture the most desperate movements from a great distance. And when the moment comes, the midday stillness is torn apart. It lunges with lethal speed and precision, dispatching its small prey before a cry can even escape. But in this thirsty land, making the kill is only half the battle. The scent of fresh blood quickly evaporates and travels far in the hot, dry air, alerting the keen noses of scavengers. Wasting not a second, the leopard displays its extraordinary strength. Clamping its jaws on the prey, sometimes heavier than its own body, it uses its sharp claws to haul the carcass high into the branches of a tree. This is the ultimate survival strategy. Its meal is suspended, perfectly safe from the reach of lions and hyenas, who can only look up from below in helpless frustration. In an environment where resources are unpredictable, the cunning and vertical power of this solitary hunter are a perfect testament to adaptability and resilience. From the rolling savannas to the dark, dense forests of Uganda, the wild world continues its eternal rhythm. Elephant herds move with a quiet majesty. Lions assert their dominance under the setting sun, and countless other creatures struggle daily to survive against all odds. In this land, we come to realize an evident truth. The greatest power belongs not to the tooth and claw of the hunter, but to the strength that nurtures and sustains life. However, this ancient kingdom stands on the precipice of a profound change. The The most devastating battle for survival that all species now face is no longer fought by the laws of the jungle, but against the harsh realities of a changing global climate. The delicate balance of nature has nurtured this planet for millions of years. Under the crimson sunset of the savannah, each individual is an inseparable part of a sophisticated and miraculous web of life. And though our journey may end here, ensuring that this great symphony continues to play for all the dawns to come is now entirely in our hands. High above, the stillness of the forest is suddenly shattered. Immense wings churn the air, a heavy rhythm asserting the dominance of the hornbill, the sovereign of Borneo's skies. This island is a sanctuary for 8 distinct species of hornbill. But most striking is the rhinoceros hornbill, a living icon of the island. Its hollow casque acts as a resonance chamber, amplifying calls that carry for miles to mark territorial boundaries. Their lives are inextricably linked to ancient, towering trees. The continuity of their lineage depends entirely upon these hollow trunks. During the breeding season, the female seals herself within, using mud to wall off the nest entrance. She remains there for weeks, molting and nurturing new life in total seclusion. The weight of the world now rests solely upon the male's shoulders. The survival of the entire family depends on his loyalty and endurance. By consuming large fruits that smaller birds cannot, hornbills carry seeds across vast distances. Their flights initiate a continuous process of rebirth, redrawing the map of the forest. They are the great sowers of the wilderness. Among these branches, we also find the Bornean orangutan, the titan guarding the soul of Southeast Asian jungles. Weighing nearly 200 pounds, they are the largest arboreal animals on our planet. Mature males possess large cheek pads, which help project their territorial calls across several miles. With an arm span reaching 6.5 feet, these steel-like levers allow them to make impossible reaches across dangerous voids. To move such a massive frame requires immense energy. Intelligence is their ultimate tool. An orangutan's brain holds a complex cognitive map of hundreds of fruit trees in three-dimensional space. More importantly, it masters the growth cycles of every individual species. When the dry season turns the forest into a hungry green desert, the orangutan knows exactly which tree will bear fruit tomorrow. After 8 months of gestation, the female begins an uninterrupted 7-year commitment. This is the longest weaning and nursing period of any mammal, surpassed only by humans. It is a rigorous course in survival, where every secret of the jungle is meticulously passed to the next generation. The canopy is a safe fortress, but sometimes hunger forces them to do the unthinkable. Descending to the forest floor is a step into extreme risk. Their bodies are not built for the ground, turning the king of the trees into a sluggish exile. In the shadows of the dense undergrowth, the forest's top predators are waiting. In the lower strata of the canopy, where light is swallowed by shadow, a ghost awakens. This is the realm of the sunder-clouded leopard, a mystery of the Bornean wilds. It is often regarded as a modern incarnation of the ancient saber-toothed cats. It possesses canines over 2 inches long, the largest relative to body size in the feline family. Where the forest meets the river, life flourishes in a different fashion. The proboscis monkey is an extraordinary species found nowhere else but Borneo. They make their homes along the riverbanks, where dense vegetation provides a natural stronghold. In their society, the larger the nose, the higher the status. The nose serves as a resonance chamber, amplifying calls to warn rivals and entice mates. To survive on nutrient-poor mangrove leaves, they have evolved a complex, multi-chambered stomach similar to ruminants. Billions of symbiotic bacteria work tirelessly to break down cellulose and neutralize plant toxins. This adaptation allows them to exploit a food source that other competitors must ignore. However, life by the water is fraught with constant peril. When food becomes scarce, they must make a daring choice. Just beneath the silt of Borneo's rivers, the saltwater crocodile waits with infinite patience. Reaching lengths that can exceed 20 feet, this is the largest living reptile, the supreme monarch of brackish waters. Its rugged hide provides perfect camouflage, rendering it invisible until the very last moment. Thousands of sensitive pressure receptors on its jaw act as a radar system, detecting vibrations from dozens of yards away. Its bite exerts a force of 3,700 pounds per square inch, the most powerful in the animal kingdom. In Borneo, a single moment of inattention can cost one's life. Yet in this unforgiving realm, there are giants that know no fear. Emerging from the mist, the Bornean elephant appears in all its majesty. Their true strength lies not in their tusks, nor their trunks containing 40,000 muscles. That strength is found in unity and collective wisdom. The herd is led by the oldest and most sagacious female. Her brain is a living library, retaining maps of every water source and meadow for the past 60 years. When a calf goes astray, the matriarch emits infrasonic signals below 20 hertz. This sound travels through the ground for miles to summon the members. A defensive formation is immediately activated. a natural strategy, where the family is the beginning and the end of all protection. This is the eternal truth of Borneo's ancient forest, where harshness and compassion weave the symphony of existence. Further down, where fierce rivers carve into the mountain foothills, the face of the forest begins to shift. One must never mistake the gentleness of a herbivore for weakness. The sambar deer is the largest deer in Southeast Asia and one of the island's most robust land mammals. With a weight that can reach 550 pounds, its body is a mass of muscle and steel-like sinew. Sambar are highly selective browsers. They seek out only the most nutrient-rich young leaves, shoots, and fallen fruits. This premium fuel is converted directly into muscular power and tools of authority. But the stature of a giant is also a burden. In the eyes of predators, a sambar is a massive, mobile reservoir of protein. Consequently, they have developed a sixth sense, profound suspicion. Large ears rotate constantly like radar to detect the slightest hint of danger. Quiet strength combined with hypervigilance has made the sambar a symbol of resilience. Following in the tracks of giants is the sun bear. Though the smallest bear on Earth, this 5-foot creature possesses an ego larger than any other forest inhabitant. Nature has equipped it with a perfect toolkit. Its claws are specialized for climbing and tearing through wood. Its tongue can extend 10 inches, a record among all bear species. Loose skin around the neck acts as biological armor, allowing it to ignore the stings of 1,000 bees. This fearless temperament creates a perimeter of respect that gives even the most formidable predators pause. As night falls, the forest's pocket-sized hunters finally awaken. This is the tarsier, a primate measuring barely 4 inches in length. Immense eyes, larger than its own brain, are designed to capture every stray photon of light. Because they are so large, these eyes are fixed within the skull. To compensate, nature granted the tarsier a miraculous neck that can rotate nearly 270 degrees. The tarsier is the only primate in the world that is entirely carnivorous. Its existence depends on fresh protein from insects and small reptiles. The secret is in the hind legs, which feature unusually long tarsal bones. In an instant, it can launch itself 40 times its own body length. They communicate via ultrasound at 91 kilohertz, well beyond the hearing of predators like owls or snakes. The survival of this ancient lineage is bound to the health of the primary forest. Further north, a shadow battalion seizes control of the night sky. These are the flying foxes, the inverted monarchs of the High Kingdom. This is the largest fruit bat on Earth, with a leathery wingspan of 5 feet. In reality, their wings are hands with elongated fingers, connected by a thin membrane called the patagium. Unlike their smaller echolocating cousins, flying foxes rely on keen eyes and a sharp nose to detect ripening fruit from afar. On their nightly foraging expeditions, some wings must carry a double burden. must cling tightly to its mother with feet and claws, becoming an inseparable part of her aerial acrobatics. Though many fear their appearance, the flying fox is a keystone species for this ecosystem. As they fly, tons of seeds are dispersed throughout the forest. They are the most industrious planters, reconnecting isolated fragments of green. When the sun sets, the ancient forest does not sleep. It merely shifts its cadence. The Sunda pangolin is the only mammal on Earth to trade warm fur for a suit of cold armor. Over 900 keratin scales overlap to create an impregnable shield. When threatened, it curls into a dense, armored sphere. Tragically, this very perfection has become the cause of its downfall. Humans have turned this proud armor into baseless traditional medicines, pushing the Sunda pangolin toward extinction. In the battle against greed, Borneo's best protected creature is failing to survive. The green peafowl, or Indonesian peacock, is a rare bird of regal splendor. Males can grow to 7 feet in length, adorned with metallic green plumage and a train featuring eye-like patterns. The breeding season coincides with the rains, when males display their fans in complex dances to attract mates. However, the green peafowl is critically threatened by habitat loss and illegal hunting. Deep within the tropical forests of Java, the dhole exists silently like a crimson spectre. The result of millions of years of evolution, it has become one of Southeast Asia's most effective pack hunters. Dholes hunt in packs of 5 to 12, coordinating through long whistles that echo through the forest. Yet, the dhole is classified as endangered, with only about 2,500 to 3,000 individuals remaining. Sumatra is a cradle of biodiversity, where many endemic species struggle to survive in the forest's shadow. Amidst the dense foliage, the silence is broken by the silent footfalls of the Sumatran tiger. It is the last remaining tiger subspecies in Indonesia and the smallest of all tigers. Its modest size is not a weakness, but a sophisticated adaptation to the dense jungle. A compact, agile body allows it to weave through tangled vines and narrow trails where prey least expects it. Its vivid orange coat with thick, bold black stripes allows it to dissolve into the forest's dappled light. These patterns are more than mere markings. They are perfect camouflage that shatters its silhouette. In this world of shadow and patience, it is a master of concealment, the ghost of the Sumatran forest. But that authority is now more fragile than ever. As the forest is fragmented by roads and plantations, its territory continues to shrink. With only a few hundred left in the wild, every step of the Sumatran tiger is more than a hunt. It is a silent battle for the survival of an entire wilderness legacy. Hidden within Sumatra's thickest foliage, a phantom from prehistoric times still endures. This is the Sumatran rhinoceros, the smallest and most ancient rhino species on Earth. It is the closest living relative to the woolly rhinoceros, a relic of an ice age that ended millennia ago. With its thin coat of hair and two small horns, it carries the imprint of a world long gone. But this echo from the past is slowly fading away. Today, this solitary and shy creature exists only in Sumatra and a small pocket of Borneo. With fewer than 80 individuals left in the wild, it stands on the precipice of extinction, listed as critically endangered. Habitat loss and relentless poaching are the primary threats driving this ancient animal to its absolute limit. Each footstep in the quiet forest is a fragile reminder of a heritage we are at risk of losing forever. At the very peak of the Sumatran canopy, a solitary figure moves with quiet grace. This is the Sumatran orangutan, known in the local tongue as the person of the forest. A sage of the high branches. A master of the heights, it rarely descends to the damp ground where danger constantly lurks. Arms, far stronger than legs, are the perfect tools for traversing the gaps between the trees. Every movement is intentional, slow, and deeply calculated. Its brain maintains a detailed map of the forest, recalling the location and ripening time of every fruit tree. Yet its greatest legacy is passed down through an unbreakable maternal bond. For nearly a decade, the young will learn everything from their mother, from building a nightly nest to identifying hundreds of edible plants. It is one of the longest and most complex learning periods in the entire animal kingdom. However, millions of years of wisdom cannot withstand a single modern force. Beneath their high paradise, the roar of chainsaws is growing louder. The forest is vanishing at an alarming and unprecedented rate. With only about 13,000 remaining, each individual is a precious gem, a flickering hope for Asia's only great ape. Yet beyond the hunts and the struggles, what remains is the profound fragility of existence. When habitats shrink and populations are counted only in the dozens or hundreds. Every living soul becomes a living legacy of millions of years of evolution. Every step is not just a search for food, but a silent war against disappearance. Life here requires no myth to achieve greatness. Its value is found in its persistence, its intelligence, and its capacity to adapt. And the future of that legacy no longer rests on instinct, but on the choices made by humanity. If there is one place on Earth a lion does not want to be, it is here, caught between a herd of buffalo and a great river. Although buffalo are the lion's prey, they are also formidable adversaries. They can kill lions, and frequently do. The pride has not eaten, and now they are the ones being challenged. A wall of horns advances. The lionesses and their cubs have been driven to the water's very edge. They have nowhere left to run. Big Toe, the dominant male, moves forward to slow the herd's advance. He stands between the buffalo and the rest of his pride. He attempts to hold his ground. But the buffalo have gained the upper hand. One bull charges. The entire pride is forced to take to the water. The Uganda lions are capable swimmers, but this is the first flood for Mahara and her cubs. They have never had to swim before. The young are panicking. Their frantic splashing could easily attract crocodiles. We could lose one of these lionesses, or their cubs. The mothers hesitate. they are reluctant to enter the deep water. Two of the mothers follow their cubs into the channel. Even a magnificent male like him is vulnerable to attack. They are still in deep water. A brush with death. They have reached the far bank of the channel. It has been an ordeal almost too great to bear. While the terrestrial hunters struggle in the mire, the open sky belongs to another sovereign. A sharp, piercing cry, full of pride, echoes across the landscape. It is the signature call of the African fish eagle. For this bird, the flooded season is not an obstacle, but a magnificent gift. The rising waters expand the river's boundaries, bringing countless fish into the shallow grasslands. This change inadvertently exposes the aquatic creatures just beneath the surface. From 100 feet above, the eagle's keen eye locks onto a flicker of movement. It folds its wings, plummeting towards the water like an arrow released. In an instant, its powerful talons strike, gripping the slippery, scaled surface of its prey. The hunter soars back into the air, carrying its prize, which thrashes, sending silver droplets scattering. The flooded grasslands may be a snare for those on the ground. But it is a generous banquet, laid out by nature for the king of the skies. Following the fish eagle's flight, we are led to calmer, shallower waters. Here, the tension of the struggle for survival seems to dissolve entirely. In its place is the unhurried rhythm of the planet's largest land animal. A great family of African elephants makes its slow procession into the marsh. Leading them is the old matriarch, the keeper of the herd's collective wisdom. During the dry months, she had to guide her family for dozens of miles each day, searching for just a few dwindling pools. But now, that arduous journey is a distant memory. The rains have brought the elephants their greatest gift, tranquility. Dexterous trunks draw up cool, clear water, soothing the equatorial heat. The water and the soft mud beneath are also a perfect form of skincare. They spray this mud over their thick, yet surprisingly sensitive skin. This muddy coating forms a natural shield, cooling their bodies and warding off troublesome insects. Amid this peaceful scene, the youngest elephants enjoy a moment of carefree delight. They splash and spar in the shallows under the affectionate watch of their elders. These games are more than simple entertainment. They are how the young hone their skills and strengthen the powerful, unbreakable bonds of family. Their immense weight is now gently supported by the water. In this gentle moment, the burden of a harsh world is lifted. The vast wilderness seems to hold these gentle giants in its embrace. This season of renewal is more than a miracle that quenches a parched continent's thirst. It is a great and powerful force, rewriting the unforgiving rules of the natural world. The water has upended the old order, turning proud terrestrial predators into strugglers and bestowing power upon the inhabitants of the floodplain. This glorious abundance is, in the end, but a brief chapter in the eternal cycle of the seasons. A world of deception and brutality, yet one of a breathtaking, vibrant beauty. And as long as the first rains return, the grand symphony of life in this green realm will never fall silent. In the midst of this theater of blood and bone, There are beings born a paradox of nature, cloaked in the most conspicuous of coats to face the most unforgiving of gambles. The white ghosts of the grasslands, the white lions. This is not albinism, but a rare genetic quirk known as leucism. A recessive gene diminishes the pigment in their fur, creating a coat of pristine snow, yet leaving the color in their eyes and pads untouched. A beauty of mythical proportions, exquisitely rare and utterly captivating. But in the crucible of survival, this beauty is a double-edged sword. Their brilliant white fur stands in stark relief against the tawny landscape, turning the art of camouflage so vital for any hunt into a formidable challenge. This prominence not only alerts their prey, but also draws the unwelcome gaze of the most ruthless competitors. Yet, to overcome this adversity, this white monarch wields an ultimate weapon: family. Fortunately, lions are the only great cats to have forged a tightly knit, organized society. Their strength lies not merely in sharpened claws, but in the unity and mutual protection of the pride. It is a grand strategy for survival, ensuring that even the most unique, the most different, can find their place in the sun. The story of the lion's adaptation does not end here. It is a tale told in many other hues, across lands more distant and even more demanding. Stretching across the endless Serengeti plains, where the earth cracks under a relentless sun, power is written in blood and fire. This is no ordinary pride of lions. At their head is Zephyr, a deposed prince bearing the scars of past battles. but his eyes still burn with the will to reclaim what was lost. Beside him is Valon, the silent observer, who moves through the marshlands unseen. Jabari, the youngest, is still learning the ways of a warrior, ever eager to prove his courage. And Draven, cold and calculating. He rarely speaks, but his razor-sharp gaze misses nothing. Together, they journey across the Serengeti, searching for a territory worthy of their ambition. Their path leads them to the heart of a kingdom long ruled by a single dominant male. A confrontation is inevitable. The air grows taut, transforming the savannah into a stage for a cataclysmic battle. A clash of claw and might erupts. The lionesses can only watch, helpless, from a distance. Dust and blood soon cloak the earth, until Zephyr's strength secures the victory. The old king has fallen. The coalition has conquered. From that day, they rise from a nomadic alliance to become the new rulers of the Serengeti. Their newly won territory is named the Valley of Blood and Fire. Here, the lions affirm their dominance with ferocious roars. With victory comes a new rhythm of life. The lionesses enter oestrus, cubs are born, and the pride's numbers swell, cementing the legacy of the 5 kings. The dawn brings their first coordinated hunt. But they do not seek easy targets. Their ambition is far greater. The African buffalo, a creature of immense size and unity. The lions move with precision, encircling from multiple angles. In a surge of synchronized fury, they charge. The buffalo resists fiercely, but the coalition's unity overwhelms it in moments. Under the glaring sun, the pride shares its prize. It is more than a meal. It is a declaration of strategy, unity, and absolute power. Months pass, and they now set their sights on their most audacious challenge yet, the African elephant. The lions seize their chance when a young elephant strays from the herd. Their encirclement is precise and merciless, ending the hunt in a heartbeat. The pride swiftly overcomes its prey. This is their most daring victory. A statement to the entire Serengeti that no creature is beyond their reach. Zephyr's mighty roar resounds across the land, announcing to all that a new power has risen. In a land where life and death collide daily, these 5 warriors have forged their legend in blood and fire. And as the wind sweeps across the endless plains, their roar will echo for an eternity. A reminder that in the heart of the Serengeti, the true kings are the lions of blood and fire. But power on the savannah is not spoken in a single language. This is the story of Sapphira, a lioness who never wore the mane of a king. She rose to leadership through cunning, courage, and a vision that saw beyond brute force. She is known as the uncrowned queen of the Masai Mara. Sapphira's path to power was not preordained. She began her life alone, a wanderer on the vast plains where danger hides in every shadow. On her journey, she met other young lionesses, equally lost and in need of guidance. With keen instinct and an ability to inspire trust, Sapphira gathered them, laying the foundation for an entirely new dynasty. Under her command, the pride grew in strength. Sapphira's power came not from raw might, but from an extraordinary ability to coordinate and unify. In a world where cooperation is the line between life and death, her leadership became the pride's ultimate weapon. Sapphira's influence extends far beyond the hunt. The pride's territory expands from a modest patch to over 19 square miles, a rich domain of water and plentiful prey. But this growth is never easy. They face rival prides, contend with ambitious males, and even the threat of poachers. Each victory leaves its mark on Sapphira, yet each one also solidifies her authority. Her reign is built on trust and respect. A testament that true power in nature comes not only from strength, but from wisdom and unity. As the sun sets on the horizon, painting the Masai Mara in fiery hues, a new roar tears through the evening calm. A powerful outsider has arrived, intent on seizing their territory and asserting his own dominance. When the challenger finally flees in defeat and humiliation, the pride gathers around Sapphira, acknowledging the leader who held them steady through the storm. Sapphira is not only a warrior, she is also a mother. As the sky darkens, she quietly retreats to deliver her first litter. Hidden amongst acacia bushes and tall grass, the tiny cubs are utterly helpless. But under their mother's care, they find warmth, nourishment, and protection. Returning to the pride, Sapphira begins to teach her cubs the ways of the harsh savannah. She shows them how to stalk, how to move in silence. She teaches them to read the signs of danger and instills in them a single truth, that wisdom, patience, and unity often outweigh brute strength. Over time, the legend of Sapphira grows. Without the mane of a male or a thunderous roar, she leads with strategy and intelligence. Her life has become a legacy of the power of unity and intellect triumphing over force. Even today, as the golden sun rises over the Mara, Sapphira's spirit remains. In the rustle of the grass, in the whisper of the wind, the lioness who reigned without a crown has left an indelible mark. Sapphira is forever the uncrowned queen of the Masai Mara. A symbol that true greatness comes not from a title, but from courage, wisdom, and a heart that never yields. Yet, even for the most formidable predators, there are always limits. On the savannah, there are forces that command respect not by attacking, but through an impenetrable defense. This is the African buffalo, a creature feared by predators and respected by man alike. Its massive frame and horns that curve like a helmet make it a true giant of the plains. A fully grown bull can weigh over 1,980 pounds. Its thick, armor-like hide shields a body of solid muscle. At first glance, it may appear ponderous, but this is a deception. Its dark, watchful eyes constantly scan its surroundings. In a world where every shadow could conceal a lion, vigilance is the key to survival. Buffalo do not live alone. They move in large herds, forming a living fortress, a wall of bodies and horns to shield the vulnerable. Their unity is their strength. However, that does not guarantee peace among the bulls. Of the buffalo sounds as a proud assertion of sovereignty. The power and majesty of this giant lie not in fang or aggression, but in a spirit of unity and resilient endurance. They stand together as an unbreakable wall, proving that the greatest defenders are not always the hunters. With a height of up to 18 feet, it is the tallest land animal today. Its 24-pound heart works tirelessly to pump blood to nourish this massive body. The maple leaf-shaped patterns on its coat are its most characteristic identifying feature. Males often engage in necking to compete for mating rights and establish status. These clashes cause the ossicones on the males' heads to often become bald over time. Maasai giraffes live in flexible groups, mainly consisting of females and their young. They sleep only about 30 minutes a day through extremely short naps of 1 to 2 minutes. This habit helps them stay on high alert for lions and hyenas. Eating leaves from high up helps them regulate the tree canopy, creating living space for lower-dwelling species. The grey heron does not need bright colors. Its strength lies in absolute precision. The black crest and shaped neck are formidable weapons for hunting. It can stand motionless for hours, waiting for the opportunity to launch a lightning-fast strike. Its high adaptability helps the grey heron survive even in temporary water bodies. The skills of this bird go far beyond mere hunting. A special claw helps it keep its feathers clean and light for movement. Grey herons prefer to build communal nests high up, creating bustling bird gardens near rivers. These sturdy nests are often reused by them over many years. Each breeding season, the mother heron will incubate 3 to 5 pale blue eggs for about 28 days. When the dry season comes, they can fly hundreds of kilometers to find new water bodies. Another prominent resident is the African spoonbill. Found across marshes and shallow lakes, these birds thrive where water is plentiful. With its snow-white plumage and long, flattened bill, the spoonbill hunts not by sight, but by touch. Its bill sweeps rhythmically through the shallow waters. With a wingspan of over 3 feet, they glide effortlessly over the wetlands, moving in graceful flocks that enhance safety and foraging success. Each rainy season, water from upstream floods the grasslands and bush, breathing life back into an ecosystem ready for renewal. Trees, reeds, and aquatic grasses sprout in dense emerald clusters, greening the land. Each year, more than 200,000 birds return to the Nile Delta, a crucial stopover for migratory species. Among them, one bird stands out. The greater flamingo, the largest of its family. As temperatures and water levels change in spring and autumn, the flamingos leave the arid lands, journeying to the flooded fields of the Nile Delta. Here, they find safety, abundant food, and a place to raise the next generation. Standing over 4 feet tall, with a wingspan of nearly 5.5 feet, the greater flamingo moves with unparalleled grace. The flamingo's hue, a soft pink born from a diet rich in carotenoid pigments, starts as a pale white and deepens over time. Their migration is more than just survival. It is a ritual of renewal. In great flocks of up to thousands, they protect one another. Once one of the largest lakes on Earth, today the waters of Lake Chad fluctuate between 1,350 and 1,500 square miles, depending on the season. This belt of flooded grassland remains one of the most important ecosystems of the Sahel. And prancing across this watery kingdom, crowned in gold, is one of Africa's most striking birds, the grey-crowned crane. Graceful yet resilient, the crane has mastered the rhythm of the rising and falling waters. Its long legs carry it through the flooded fields. When the rains return, the Zambesian grasslands burst back to life. This is the moment the grey-crowned cranes have been waiting for. After months of migration, they return in graceful flocks. On the African savannah, where life and death are intertwined in every breath, nature is not just a stage, but a formidable opponent. When the rainy season arrives, bringing with it endless floods, muddy plains, and raging rivers, The migration of millions of wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo becomes a brutal battle against the elements. When the first rains fall, the savannah transforms in an instant. The arid grasslands, once scorched by the dry season's sun, are now submerged in water. For the wildebeest and the zebra, which rely on speed for survival, the mud is a fearsome enemy. Their slender legs, designed for sprinting across the plains, sink deep into the thick mud, slowing them down. A herd of zebras, their black and white stripes shimmering in the sun, moves slowly through a flooded plain. The young foals, with their weak legs, stumble in the knee-deep mud. In these moments, nature spares neither prey nor predator. All must face the brutality of the land. The floods do not just slow movement, they turn the grasslands into deadly traps. The low-lying areas where rainwater collects into temporary lakes become invisible snares. If the mud is an unseen enemy, then the raging rivers are the most terrifying challenge of the migration. Rivers like the Mara, the Grumeti, or the Chobe, mere trickles in the dry season, become roaring beasts in the rainy season. For the wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo, crossing these rivers is not a choice, but a command of survival. When a herd of wildebeest, numbering in the tens of thousands, gathers on the banks of the Mara River, the air becomes thick with tension. Beneath the murky surface, dangers lurk. The roar of the rushing water mixes with the cries of the young wildebeest, creating a chaotic symphony of life. Then, as if driven by an unseen signal, one wildebeest leaps into the water, triggering a stampede of thousands. But the river is merciless. The young wildebeest, too weak to fight the current, are swept away, their small bodies disappearing in the flow. The zebras, with their incredible stamina, try to swim across, but even they cannot always defy the power of nature. Here, nature is unforgiving. Every rainy season, every drought, every changing river rewrites the balance between predator and prey, between life and death. Yet, beyond the instinct for survival are journeys that span thousands of miles, enduring for generations, where species have learned to adapt, to endure, and to triumph. This is not just the story of one species, but of an entire continent, a story of life in constant motion. Welcome to the Wildlife Documentary. Wildlife, the untold migrations of the savannah wilderness.